the news, the news made itself, and now I get to make fun of it. So that's just the way that it goes. And we'll be starting off with our top story this week. At least I've seen the most people talking about it. And that is Star Trek Picard actress Whoopi Goldberg suspended from The View by ABC News President Kim Godwin over comments about the Holocaust. Bum, bum, bum. So let's actually see if what she said was all that bad. I have a feeling it is, but let's see what actually happened here. ABC News President Kim Godwin announced that Whoopi Goldberg was suspended for 2 weeks following her comments about Jews and the Holocaust. That's a pretty loaded one. And why is Adam Sessler still important? We'll get there. He thinks he's important, but we'll get there. In a post to the ABC News PR Twitter account, Godwin wrote, "Effective immediately, I'm suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, and I've seen that shit apology, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments." Yeah, this is such a PR statement. She concluded by saying, "The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities, unless we're at a Hollywood party, and then we'll make fun of them however many times we want." So during a segment on The View discussing the removal of graphic novel Mouse from a Tennessee school district's curriculum, Goldberg stated, "If you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race. Thank you for stating the obvious." Joy Behar countered, saying they consider Jews a different race. Goldberg responded, "It's not about race. It's not about race." Okay. Well, the Holocaust wasn't about race. It was because they decided to basically denigrate an entire faith of people. So, but I mean, there was at least some degree of race involved with Hitler. He did believe in the Aryan nations kind of stuff, so blonde hair, blue eyes, all that. But no, it was because he needed a target for the German people to hate on, and so he picked the Jews. And then he made everybody hate the Jews. When asked what she thinks the Holocaust is about, Goldberg answered, "It's not. It's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it is about." That's broad. That's a damn, she got fat. No, you're not kidding. And we'll probably even show a picture of her because it's ridiculous. So that's a portion of it. It was more along the lines of Germany was in a state of near poverty. And so in order to win the position of Führer, Hitler blamed the Jews for it. So yeah, I guess man's inhumanity to man, but it was just straight up genocidal hatred. So, I mean, that's a light way to put it. There are two white groups of people. Oh, that's racist, Whoopi. She then asserted, "But you are missing the point. You're missing the point. The minute you turn it into a race, it goes down this alley." Holy shit! Whoopi Goldberg actually said something kind of smart. She's not wrong. Yeah, when you make it about race, it becomes about race. Funniest thing about that. So let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, because black, white, Jews, Italian, everybody eats each other. Whoa! Oh, I didn't hear that part. Everybody eats each other, huh? Well, RPX, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need to eat you because you're just that damn tasty. There's no beating around the bush here. You're just that damn tasty. So with that, let's see. If you're uncomfortable, if you hear about Mouse, should you be worried? Should your child say, "Oh my God, I wonder if that's me"? No, that's not what they're going to say. They're going to say, "I don't want to be like that." Most kids don't want to be cruel. Yeah, okay, but I don't think I know about Mouse. I'll have to double check, but okay, I don't necessarily know about Mouse, but you want to know another book I know is banned in a lot of places? Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is banned in a lot of places. So at that point, and that was basically Big Brother government in a lot of cases. Yeah, that's a that's a George Orwell book, I believe. So at that point, that's banned everywhere. But you want this around because it her word, exactly. Her wording kind of sucks at this. After Ana Navarro asserted, it is necessary for kids to learn about the Holocaust, to learn about man's inhumanity to man, how it exposes itself. Well, I would agree with that, that we do need to learn about man's inhumanity to man, but I don't want them to learn it through Mouse. I want them to learn it through actually saying what happened in the Holocaust. So, yeah. Goldberg would issue an apology for her comments on Twitter. On today's show, I said the Holocaust is not about race, but about man's inhumanity to man. I should have said it is about both. And immediately she makes it worse. It's not about race. Or at least it's a tiny part. It was more about riling up the Jewish people, getting them to hate their neighbor, and then in turn want to send their neighbors to death camps. That's what it was about. And then eventually they had to get rid of the filthy Jews so that then the Aryan race could prevail. So yeah, it's a little bit about race, but not entirely. It was more along the lines of he needed somebody to blame, so he picked that, and he decided, just like Hollywood does, is that all Jews are evil because they're money grubbers and they're all rich. Anyone seen Schindler's List? Yes, but it hasn't. It's been forever. I actually need to watch that again. That's one of the better Liam. I was about to say. I have to think about it now because I was about to go like Liam O'Brien. No, Liam Neeson. It's one of the better Liam Neeson movies. So, as Jonathan Greenblatt from the Anti-Defamation League shared, it's always such a great thing to hear from them. The Holocaust was about the Nazi systemic annihilation of the Jewish people, who they deemed to be an inferior race. Inferior race. See, I was there with you until inferior race. Because it wasn't necessarily that. It was that they were an evil race because they were evil money hoarders. That's how you were painting it. Kind of like how Hollywood does now. So, okay. The Jewish people around the world have always had my support, and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt caused. Okay. And then you got butthurt as soon as you got suspended and threatened to quit. So there's the official apology if you guys want to see it on her Twitter. Let's see. So following this apology, Goldberg appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert to discuss her comments. See, you can already tell this is one of those rare times, boys and girls, where I get to make fun of somebody who's fatter than me. Okay? I'm a fat ass. I get that. But at least I'm actually going about my day to try and change it. What the fuck is her excuse? Holy crap. So during the appearance, Goldberg stated that her comments upset a lot of people, which was never, ever, ever my intention. Like it is on every other episode of The View where you have no problem offending tons and tons of people because they disagree with you on a particular train of thought. But this time you're on their side. Sure. I'll give them that. She plumped up real good. Let's see. So she elaborated. I love it. I love the fact that they feel they need to elaborate because it totally makes things better. Because I feel, being black, we have a problem with the term I feel, but I will get to this video eventually. People need to stop saying I feel and start saying I think a lot more. Being black, when we talk about race, it's a very different thing to me. So I said I felt that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and people got very, very angry and are still angry. I'm getting, all the mail from folks and the very real anger because people feel very differently. They probably also hate your ass because you continue to call them stupid. But okay. But I thought it was a salient discussion because as a black person, I think of race as being something that I can see. No, something that only you see. So I see you and I know what race you are, and the discussion was about how I felt about that. I felt that it was really more about man's inhumanity to man and how people can be people. And we're seeing it manifest itself these days. Yes, by leftists going about and causing violence left and right. I feel like chicken tonight. No. Oh, no. You went for the jingle. I feel like chicken tonight. Like chicken tonight. All right, so Goldberg went on, but people were very angry and they said, no, we are a race. And I understand. I felt differently. I respect everyone. Oh, Blizzard's first rule. People are stupid. I don't want to fake apologize. You are fake apologizing! I'm very upset that people misunderstood what I was saying. And so because of it, they're saying I'm anti-Semitic and that I'm denying the Holocaust and all those other things, which would never occur to me to do. I thought we were having a discussion about race, which... Okay, so she immediately went to Jews, race. I'm having a cupcake in the morning. Race! I'm enjoying my afternoon tea. Racism! Really? That's where you went. Colbert would then chime in claiming whiteness is a construct created by colonial powers. Fuck you, Colbert!
Whiteness is a construct created by colonial powers during the beginning of colonial imperialist era in order to exploit other people, that they can apply it to all different kinds of people. That idea of race in the American experience tends to be based on skin.
Bullshit! You want to see real racism? I mean, real racism. Go anywhere other than the United States. Because people are still denigrated for various reasons, whether it be race, whether it be faith, whether it be any of those other things. Oh, yeah, and also some of them are subject to slavery, like those Uyghur camps in China. So, yeah. Yes, and so that is what race means to me. When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this race... Fuck you, Whoopi. Holy shit. People getting dumber is a good thing. It means normal and smart people rise to the top. Well, yeah, but the problem is that I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. That's kind of the problem. I'm skipping on here. So Colbert would then ask Goldberg if she realizes that the Nazis saw it as... Oh, this is bullshit apology. Okay, I guess if I've said I've got to read it, then I've got to read it. After Colbert talked about Nazis identifying how the Nazis identified Jews and made them wear a yellow star, my point is they had to do the work. If the Klan is coming down the street and I'm standing with a Jewish friend and neither one, well, I'm going to run. But if no, you're not. No, you're not. I've seen a picture of you recently, Whoopi. You ain't running. But if my friend decides not to run, they'll get passed by most times because you can't tell who is Jewish. Yeah, but you have no problem with people basically burning their vaccine history into their arm, now do you? You have no problem with that. But the star? Nah, make them wear a star on their neck? Nah, that's not a problem. Vaccine record, right there. It was either you or Joy that advocated for the microchip, so I'm just basically saying what makes you any different. And people, let's see, she elaborated on the point, oh, that person is Jewish, or this person is Jewish, and so that's what I was trying to explain, and I understand that not everybody sees it that way, and I did a lot of harm. And people, decided I was all these other things. I'm actually not, and I'm incredibly torn up by being told these things about myself. I get it, folks are angry, I accept that, and I did it to myself. This was my thought process, and I will work hard not to think that way again. No, you won't. I can already tell you, just given how you're blubbering about this, you won't. So Colbert would then ask, she responded, we'll see. That this is what's interesting to me because the Nazis lied. It wasn't. They had issues with ethnicity, not with race. They had more issues with religion than anything else, because most of the Nazis were white people, and most of the people that were attacking were white people. Headache. just headache. So to me, I'm thinking, how can you say it's about race if you're fighting each other? It all really began because I said, how will we explain to children what happened in Nazi Germany? Uh, we can do it any number of ways aside from race, because race played such a little part in that. The only way that race played into it was the Aryan theology. Like Hitler or somebody within his cabinet believed in Aryan theology. So blonde hair, blue eyes, because while they were also rounding up the Jews, they were all, I can't remember if this is exactly how it went, but they were basically sending German soldiers up to the Norse regions to have blonde hair, blue-eyed kids. So it was racial. So let's see. Okay, I said this wasn't racial. This was about white on white, and everybody said no. It wasn't racial. not the racial that you're saying. But there was no White Lives Matter or anything like that. There was much more to that. So once again, don't write me anymore. I know how you feel. I already know I get it, and I'm going to take your word for it and never bring it up again. After you, well, we're going to get into this right here and now. So what she said ultimately was stupid. Because again, you're looking for race problems where race problems weren't the problem. Okay. So at that point and all of this over a book, when in real, like, somehow we went from the book to Nazi Germany and getting that wrong. But I mean, I'm probably getting some facts wrong too. But the bottom line is that we're looking for race where a race problem doesn't exist. It was ultimately to get neighbor to hate neighbor. It was ultimately to blame somebody for the horrible way things were going in Germany. So then Hitler said, blame the Jews. And they did. And they sent them off to camps and then started to conquer other nations around them. Basically in Germany, equal you two, blonde hair, blue-eyed star. Yeah, that was it. Okay. But I think they also were doing something in the Norse countries too. But yeah, it was the Aryan theology of that. Blonde hair, blue eyes. That's how racial it got. But no. And I'm sure that some people will say, well, yeah, so some of the now Israelis, I believe, may have had different colors, skin colors at that point. I don't think so, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong about that. But again, this wasn't about race. So long story short, she got suspended for 2 weeks from The View. She then decided to throw a fit about that, basically saying she was going to quit The View, to which then her co-hosts decide, oh, well, if she quits The View, we'll quit The View. Bye. Nobody cares. Like, honestly, who watches The View other than, I don't want to say dedicated audience, because it's not necessarily dedicated audience, it's just dumbass audience. Like, the View has never been entertaining as far as I am concerned. But here's one of the reasons that I wanted to bring this up too. So I actually saw a lot of the discussion that was going on with Whoopi Goldberg around this time, and I think that the suspension is justified. However, then I came across not this one. Dang it, I had it and I lost it. What the hell? I broke it. Crap. There we go. So I came across this one from Batleth Babe. Look, however you feel about Whoopi and her suspension from The View for recent comments regarding racism and the Holocaust, asking her to be removed from Star Trek Picard, because some people were actually asking for this, is too much. I hope Guinan haunts you in your dreams with the bartender therapy you need. Wizard's first rule: people are stupid. So, let me ask this honest question to Batleth Babe. Did you have a problem with Gina Carano getting fired from everything? Like, she was on The Mandalorian, and she had a couple of other broadcasts that she was also going to be a part of in the future. Did you want her fired from those too? Because if you did, then shut the fuck up. You're a fucking hypocrite. Because I can literally see very, very little in terms of difference, aside from stupidity, between what Gina said and what Whoopi said. So, and also, I'm starting to become of the opinion that I am so sick and tired of freaking canceling and everything like that, that I'm about ready to do what a parent should do at this point. It's time for some tough love. So if she gets fired from The View, which I doubt is going to happen, they'll bring her back on and she'll be lionized and everything like that, and it won't be worth it. But let me just clear this up real quick. Yes, she should be fired from Picard. Because I am literally convinced that everybody who is pro-cancel culture, which does exist, it's not consequence culture or anything like that, that the only way that you're going to see how bad it is if you get canceled yourself. And it starts happening to your side of the aisle. So at that point, yes, fire Whoopi from everything. Okay? She needs to be ostracized. And maybe if enough of this crap happens, we won't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. Probably not. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that she should be literally fired from everything that she's doing. But it doesn't really even matter because even though she's going to be brought back on The View, Picard just announced that it's only going to go one more season. So, fuck you. It doesn't really even matter. Stay-at-home housewives and retired women who are home in the middle of the day to watch it. Bartender therapy is the best because at least you can drink your problem away if the talking doesn't work. Except the writers in Star Trek can actually make arguments better than Whoopi Goldberg can, which is really sad. That's just the way that it goes, I guess. But no, I think in all honesty, if she's going to get canceled for because if this was Gina Carano, okay, Whoopi should get fired from everything because if this was Gina Carano, you'd want that. Absolutely. No questions asked. Some of you get butthurt when Alex Jones shows up on a podcast, and you shouldn't, because it doesn't matter. Because he has an opinion, one that you disagree with, but it's not like he's gonna change your opinion overnight. Let him do his drivel. Let him do his rants. That's totally fine. It's entertaining. That's why Alex Jones is a fucking meme at this point. So at that point, if you have every problem with Alex Jones, who I'm just going to go ahead and be honest, most of the time does not make sense. Most of the time does not make sense. If you have a problem with him being on there, but you don't have a problem with everybody else preaching the way that he does, then fuck you. Everybody gets canceled. Because that's the only way that this is going to get solved. It's time for some tough love. It's time for you to spend a night in jail. All right? As fat as she is, I don't think she is doing a lot. No, she is not. Do I actually have... Let's get a legit picture up of her, because it will blow your mind, literally. Let's see, I want tweets and replies, I think, and I got it, too, because I wanted to make sure I had it for a podcast to talk about this. Oh, I've got to have it somewhere. They made a country song out of Alex Jones. Yeah, no, well, I mean, people continue to make shit about Alex Jones, and it doesn't hurt anybody. Here we go. Here it is. So here is Whoopi Goldberg currently. Caption this, please. Don't preach to me. Don't look, I'm a big guy, okay? I'm not going to deny that. You're bigger than me. You're bigger than me. You don't get to preach. In fact, can I get my tax dollars back that are supposed to go to your healthcare? Because I can definitely use them for my kids. Can we just go ahead and do that? Holy crap, Whoopi. So that being